Hey, what is up? It's Jim. I'm back with another Tiller tip, and this week we are not talking about eyeballs. That's a weird thing to say. No, my buddy Brad thought I should do a Tiller tip this week about eyes, and he was absolutely trolling me because I hate eyes. I know that's a weird thing, but it's not that I hate eyes, but I have an eye phobia. That's a better way of saying it. When I was in sixth grade, I went to my first eye doctor appointment and it was awful. I passed out. It was traumatic. It was tragic. It was awful, just awful. And ever since then, I just cannot with eyes. Like, I'm giving you a lot of power here, honestly. Like, look at me. I am really putting myself out there. I'm giving you so much power. Please don't come at me with, like, oh, look at me. I can touch my eyeball. Like, no. I don't want to know about your contacts. Like, oh, watch me take them out. No, like I can't. I like honestly, I am sweating in places right now. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. All right. I don't know. This is a thing for me, and I'm being very real. In fact, if you would like to have a good time, please come with me to an eye doctor appointment sometime. I don't go very often because I'm terrified, but I promise you, you're going to be delighted and surprised by me laying on the floor of the doctor's office in the fetal position. That's what's going to happen. It happens every single time. Yeah, it's great. I won't do drops or puffs or any of those extra things, just flippy lens game. Like, that's all we're doing, eye doctor. If you can agree to it, I might be able to go through with this. All right, for real, this is absolutely real. I am being very authentic today. And why I wanted to share that, I didn't want to share it, to be honest, but please be kind. Please be kind. Why I wanted to share that is today's Tiller tip is about authenticity. I believe that authenticity is the cornerstone of discipleship. We frankly need to be authentic with others and authentic with God to be fully formed disciples of His. I absolutely believe it. In fact, several years ago, I was finishing up my seminary program and I had this capstone project. And what I was asked to do is to solve a leadership problem within an organization. And so I was working at a church. Perfect. There's an organization. And we had just done this survey to measure the spiritual maturity of our congregation. And it came back saying that we were pretty spiritually immature. And a lot of people were surprised by it. I kind of wasn't. I'm not trying to throw shade on anyone, but we kind of just did Sunday morning. Like, every Sunday was the best Sunday we had ever had and didn't really do groups or anything beyond that. And, Sunday morning's awesome. We can get really great teaching. Worship can be really inspiring, but we worship at the back of someone's head. It's not the most authentic environment in the world. And so I think we need some other, environments where we can get more authentic. Maybe small groups, maybe one-on-one discipleship where we can really bear it out. The more authentic we can get, the more likely we are to become fully formed disciples. I hope you believe that. I believe it so deeply. I really do. And, frankly, it's at the center of the ministry I started. Tiller, we always start with story. I share my story, other people share their story, and it's beautiful. It really fast tracks the concept of trust, but it also allows us to get into discipleship matters that much better, that much faster. We just have to be authentic. And personally, I have gone through so much in my life, a lot of suffering and a lot of things I haven't liked, like the eye doctor. And I just got awkward again. That's what happened. But like me trying to just, stay strong in my own strength and not involve other people, not being authentic myself, just frankly hasn't benefited me. It is every time that I have opened up and invited others in, that's when things got good. And a discipleship happened to me, and then being able to turn around and disciple others was a natural outflowing, and it's just good and right. So there's so much to be said about authenticity. I love what Brene Brown says. She really studies this and has written a bunch of books. She talks a lot about vulnerability and authenticity. Those are probably interchangeable words in a lot of ways. But she says this, that vulnerability is the last thing I want you to see in me. Okay, I don't want to be vulnerable at all. But it is the first thing I look for in you. Like, I want it out of other people, but I don't want to give it myself. That's just hypocritical, man. That stinks. Like, I don't want to be hypocritical. So if I want it in you, maybe I should start by giving it myself, okay? And I love being authentic. Please treat me kindly on the eye thing. Again, I am like wigging out and so sweaty, but like I can do that. It is worth it. I just think that it has benefited me every single time. I mean, certainly it's scary. People can do poorly with our authenticity and it can hurt, but I just absolutely believe I've shared my story thousands of times. I've chosen to be really authentic and it has benefited me so much. I really believe in a lot of ways I'm the richest man in the world because of the relationships that have been fostered out of authenticity. And so, I have a hard story. A few years ago, I wrote this book, The Suffering Guy, and share a lot about how, I chose to go it alone, but learned how, sharing it with others has been really beneficial. Being authentic has helped me. And so let me read just a couple paragraphs out of my book. I know that that's probably pretty self-serving, but in a lot of ways, I don't even remember writing this. And I'm like, oh, that's so good. That's so right. It's so beautiful. So here's what I want to say. I think most people feel like they have to get themselves together before they can come to God. That's so sad. I have struggled with that myself. So many times I have tried to work hard to get to a spot where I felt like God would actually want to hear me. What I've learned over the course of dealing with Alicia's illness and our finances is just how unnecessary that is. The good master is always waiting, wanting to show all of us there is hope to be experienced, especially in our suffering. None of the stuff that has happened with Alicia's illness has been fun or fair, but instead of holding it in and letting it make me bitter, which it absolutely did, I promise you, I actually think being vulnerable about it has made me better. Oh, there is virtue in vulnerability and advancement in authenticity. I know that you want it from other people, but man, if you choose to give it yourself, I honestly believe there's hope to be had and discipleship to be enjoyed. I just firmly believe it. I've experienced it so much in my life, so much in the lives of men and couples that I've gotten to coach, and I just want that for you. So that's the Tiller tip. If you want to grow in your discipleship, start with authenticity. It really is the cornerstone. So as I close this, I appreciate you checking this out, and I'm really believing you're going to treat me kindly. So as I say, thanks for watching this, and I will see you next time. Please be kind. All right, I'll see you. Bye.